She didn't know that the moment she wore the red shoes, everything would be over. In 1845, Danish author Hans Christian Andersen published The Red Shoes. But this was not just a simple moral tale. It reflected the strict moral codes of European society at the time, especially in Denmark. In 19th century Denmark, after the Protestant Reformation, Lutheranism dominated society. Simplicity and humility were considered the highest virtues. Women, in particular, were expected to embody modesty, restraint, and obedience. Lavish or eye-catching adornments were seen as signs of immorality, and the color red symbolized both passion and vitality, but also temptation and sin. Black shoes symbolized modesty and self-control, while red shoes represented vanity, arrogance, and moral corruption. Wearing red shoes into a church was almost considered an act of blasphemy. The story of the red shoes also connects to the medieval European legends of the dancing curse. One famous case is the dancing plague of Strasbourg in 1518, where hundreds of people danced uncontrollably in the streets, sometimes until they collapsed or died. At the time, people believed it was divine punishment for sin. If you defy sacred order, your body will dance itself to death. This terror became embedded in folk memory. The red shoes inherits this symbolic fear. Andersen himself came from a poor background, experiencing deep exclusion from high society. When he wrote The Red Shoes, he wasn't merely condemning vanity. He was exposing the cruel reality of a society that punished even the purest human desires. Karen was a poor girl who wore shoes made from scraps of cloth. She lived an invisible life, always longing for one thing. I want to be noticed. I want to be admired. One day, Karen was adopted by a wealthy lady from her village. On her first day in her new life, she spotted a pair of dazzling red shoes at the market. No one explained their meaning to her, but Karen was mesmerized. While the lady chose modest black shoes, Karen secretly grabbed the red ones. No one stopped her. Karen wore the red shoes to church. In that sacred space, the glittering red shoes drew all eyes to her. Whispers, glances, disapproving looks. But Karen mistook the attention for admiration. They're all looking at me, she thought. From that moment, Karen became addicted to the thrill the red shoes gave her. Karen wore the red shoes everywhere, to weddings, to funerals, even to church. Gradually, people's gazes grew colder. Karen found herself isolated. Then one day, her feet began to move against her will. The shoes had taken control. Day and night in the streets and fields, Karen danced relentlessly. No hunger, no exhaustion could stop her. Desperate, Karen tried to remove the shoes, but they had fused with her flesh. Tears, prayers, curses, nothing could break the spell. Finally, she made the most horrifying decision of her life. She went to the church executioner and begged, "Please cut off my feet." The red shoes, still on her severed feet, danced away into the night. Karen, now with wooden crutches, lived a life of humility and obscurity. In her final moments, Karen finally found freedom. Not in beauty, not in admiration, but in enduring and forgiving herself. This story exposes the brutality of a society that punished even innocent dreams. The Red Shoes whispers, "Even your purest desires may be punished by the world." Once upon a minute, in the next tale, a cursed sleep, a hidden betrayal, and a nightmare that no kiss could break. The untold story behind Sleeping Beauty. Subscribe and turn on notifications.